everybody, welcome back to another Bro Guy Tour review. Now today I want to cover a figure I've been wanting to cover for a while, and it's from one of my all-time favorite video game franchises, which is Darkstalkers. I mean, could you guess? But seriously, let's go ahead and look at this character, which is Morrigan, made by Storm Collectibles. So let's go ahead and get into it, and later in the video I will cover the full lore of Darkstalkers. Alright, so here she is, Morrigan from Darkstalkers. Now the box art itself looks absolutely great. I love how they use some of the original art concept. But yeah, she looks really good. Like, even like all the accessories she comes with are based on the video game, which is outstanding. I love it. Now, let's go ahead, open her, and see how she looks. Okay, so like, here's all the accessories. She comes with a lot more than I actually thought she would. She comes with a lot of hair. Jesus, she does. Okay, let's pop off this head. Hopefully it's not hard to pop. There we go. All right. So this is actually the first Storm Collectibles figure I've actually opened. Not owned, but definitely opened. I have some that I've had in storage, and I just decided I didn't want them anymore. But, she actually feels really nice in hand. Now, she's really, really tall compared to other figures, but she bends very nicely. So far, the joints, like, it's the good kind of stiff. Not like I'm afraid I'm going to break it. But yeah, she bends really nicely. Like, I am worried somewhat. Oh my god, these wings look absolutely amazing. They bend really good too. I'm just going to rip this plastic off. I'm not even going to bother trying to take the arms. There we go. I don't know what this little hair fluff is on her arms, what it's made out of, but it feels nice. Like, it's actually soft, it's squeezable, but it's nice. Okay. Yeah, she does come with 4 different heads, including the one that comes on here. So she has that stoic face, she has smile, she has angry face, and then she has I just got punched in the gut extremely hard face. But yeah, I'm gonna put the happy face on, I guess. Yeah. She should have came with a more seductive face. I mean, come on, she's a succubus. Okay, so she comes with different hairstyles depending on how fast you want to have her moving, I guess. But let's see. And it just slides right on. Looks pretty good. I like that face. Let's go ahead and put it on. Want to be careful with her wings. There we go. Okay, everything slides on really nicely and everything, so I'm happy about that. Now, for some reason, I thought her wings were attached to like the back of her hips, but I guess I'm wrong about that. Yeah, she looks really good. I love how this figure just looks. Now, I know they've only made 2 Darkstalkers in the series. I'm hoping they make more, especially my girl Felicia. Now, my absolute favorite Darkstalker is John Talbane. But yeah, I mean, if you don't know the story about him, he is a werewolf, but he ends up learning how to control the rage of the beast through kung fu. I mean, that's an awesome story. But Yeah, I love all the characters of Darkstalkers. Each one has like a very unique background and everything. And I'll talk about the lore a little bit later, because like probably has one of my all-time favorite stories of, especially her, how she was created is by far probably one of my favorite stories. It is just funny, but overall this character feels amazing in hand. She's double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. She moves extremely well. It's just, she's so much taller than anything else I have, because you know I do 1/18 scale. Well, no, oh, shit, not 1/18 scale. I do 1/12, and I also do 1/18 scale. But yeah, she's just taller, and I'm glad they have the storm arenas now, because we are going to get a Morgan and a Lilith. Hopefully they get the copyrights, so we can put them with our Marvel Legends, with our NECA Street Fighter, not NECA, with our Jada Street Fighters, or with these Storm Arena Street Fighters, because they'll be all in scale with each other, which I'm so excited about. But yeah, she looks absolutely great. I love the way she looks. She feels great in hand. I really don't see a negative with this character, or with this figure. And then like if you look at the other accessories she comes with, I really don't care about the bat, but her kick blade looks absolutely insane, and you get two of them, one for each foot. But look at these hands. Like, these hands are really nice. They're detailed. Look at that. That's really good. I haven't seen hands like this. Of course, like I said, this is my first Storm Collectibles figure I've actually opened. But look at that. That's crazy. I mean, this character has been in my backlog for a while, but jeez, I love it. So let's go ahead, take her over to the diorama and display her a little bit. Now, the question is, what do I think of Miss Morgan here? The truth is, I think she's a decent figure. I don't think she's the best figure, and these are the reasons why. When it comes down to it, she is just too tall. The base Storm Collectibles are just too tall for a 1/12 scale figure. They should honestly be a 1/10 scale figure, just based on how tall they are compared to other ones. Because I did compare her to a Jada Toys Ryu from Street Fighter, because that's where she's going to go. She's going to go on my video game shelf. The fact that she's at Amazon next to him is really hurting the value to me of this figure. Now, I did love the posability and everything of this figure. She did feel really good in hand, but I am eagerly waiting for the Storm Arena version of her, even though she does look completely different in art style. But she's also getting her sister, Lilith, which, if you don't know the lore there, it's actually the same person. Lilith is just a part of her soul, because it was removed because her father thought she was too powerful. That's literally her lore, among other things, like her being a succubus. And the reason she fights is she is technically the ruler of the Darkstalkers world. And the reason she fights is to stimulate herself, so she doesn't feed off base instincts like a succubus would. So she finds ways in combat, gossip, or just doing things to stay active. That's actually part of the lore that they addressed in the comic series, which literally she's friends with Spider-Man and she gets together with him for gossip. That's actually in the comics. Yeah, Darkstalker lore is crazy, and I'm going to get into my favorite lore of the series near the end of the video about how it was created, especially how she was created, because it's probably one of the funniest stories I think I've ever heard come out of the video game industry. But overall, I did enjoy this figure. Like, I thought the posability, especially how the wings are actually have multiple points of articulation in them, I thought that was actually really good design. But when it comes down to just the size of this figure, that is the drawback for me. Now, if you are interested in this figure, you can actually get her pretty cheap right now on Big Bad Toy Store because she is on sale. So I'll put that link in the description of the video. But I did enjoy Morrigan, and I do recommend her if you do have taller figures. Like if you already have a bunch of Storm collectibles, she goes great with them. But if you have smaller or average size 6-inch figures such as Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, stuff like that, or you know, the Jada Toys Street Fighter, she's not going to fit too well with them. But I have no idea when the Storm Arena Morrigan and Lilith will be coming out, but eventually they will be coming out. So I am looking forward to that. And I did have a lot of fun posing her for the pictures that I did. And I know the pictures of Morrigan and Lilith do say, but I have no doubt they're going to get approved because this year, 2026, Capcom has entered Darkstalkers into the Professional E-Game Sports League. So this is going to bring in new life to the Darkstalker franchise. So we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more about Darkstalkers, possibly a new game, a lot more collectibles, because once people that have no idea what Darkstalkers is gets a load of some of the key characters, it's going to be popular again. I have no doubt about that. So look forward to seeing a lot more Darkstalkers collectibles coming out. Now, for the lore I wanted to get into. Back when Darkstalkers was just an idea, or actually even before it was an idea, this one individual wanted to create a fighting game because this was the time, the 90s, when fighting games were huge. And they wanted to create a fighting game based off Universal monsters, which they could not get the rights to. So he had an idea, so he was creating monsters somewhat based off the Universal monsters, just not licensed. He ended up getting picked up by Capcom, and they were making multiple European style monsters with some inspirations from the East. That's why if you look at a lot of the characters, they look very familiar. Now, one issue they ended up having was they had two vampire characters. They had Dimitri, the vampire everybody knows from Darkstalkers, and then they had Morrigan. Now, they didn't want to have two vampires, so the higher-ups at Capcom called the original creator and told him, hey, we don't want to have two vampires in the game. Is there anything we can change the girl into? So he was like, yeah, you could turn her into a succubus. The higher-ups at Capcom responded, great, what's a succubus? So he responded, it's a female demon that kills men by having relations with them. In response, the room erupted in laughter and cheer, and someone yelled out, oh yes, we need that. That is how Morrigan was born. It is by far my favorite lore of any video game character. Like I said, I love the Darkstalker series. Any characters that come out in this Storm Arena that they do, I'll pick up, because they're also priced extremely well. Stay tuned for that, because I do have two that I sometime need to get around to doing the video for. But as always, guys, life is tough. Enjoy the little things.
Figures lined up on the shelf. Jesse's breaking boxes by himself. He ain't gentle, nah, he ain't nice. Ripping open dreams just to slice the price. Hey, hey, watch him fly.